Howdy everybody, it's Amy here from Amy's Sparkly Diamond Painting. I've got a very different video for you today. This is not a plant and garden theme video. It is a product review. I got this package sent to me from the company Caydo, C-A-Y-D-O. And this is an epen, which is a vacuum cleaner basically for diamond painting. It's a pen that uses vacuum pressure or air sucking up through the pen to help you pick up diamonds without needing wax or putty or glue dots or any sort of adhesive in your pen. So I'm curious about these. I've never tried one. I've never opened one. I've seen them on some of the budget-friendly sites, the ones that have a little cube that you plug in and it has a little tube that runs from that cube to the pen to create the suction for the pen to work. So Caydo reached out to me and offered to send me one of these pens to try out for you. So I've never done this before. The package is still very much sealed here. We're going to do an unboxing first, but this one is wireless, which means that it probably needs to be charged. So we're going to open and see what we have in the package, and then this video will probably be in a couple parts here because, well, for you it'll probably be one part, but for me it may take a few hours to get through because I'm going to go charge this and then we can try it out in different ways and see what we got. So thank you, Caydo, for letting me have the chance to try one of these. I was a little suspicious when I first saw these pens come out. I wasn't sure if they really worked the way they were advertised. We see that a lot with diamond painting pens where companies put them out and they look like they either store diamonds or the wheels or other gadgets that just don't work quite as advertised. So I'm curious to see how this works, especially since I've been doing so much crafting since I've been retired that my hand is really hurting all the time. So I'm running into a bit of carpal tunnel syndrome issues. So it'll be interesting to see how this works. Plus, not to mention, I am left-handed and a lot of gadgets are often made for right-handed people. But I did read up on this a little bit when they sent me the link about it. So I got the wireless version, which is really nice. I can charge it up. It doesn't have that tube hanging off of it. But it also has a button that you push once just to start and push again just to stop. And so you don't have to constantly hold down a button, which could cause maybe some issues for somebody that's left-handed. I'm not really sure, but I don't have to worry about that. So the battery life is supposed to be about 3 hours for this once we get it charged, but it looks like really nice packaging here. We have it sealed. We have a little band here, wireless electric pen for diamond art. It says ergonomic, vacuum diamond painting pen, wireless, anytime, anywhere. This does have multiple tips on it, but one thing I do know already is that the multi-placers on this are meant for round drills. So the single placer will work for square drills and round drills, but the spacing on the multi-placer is made for round drills or the larger size drills because they are 2.8 millimeters instead of 2.5 millimeters. So just something to keep in mind if you're curious about the multi-placing aspect of one of these pens. So let's see what we've got here. We got it wrapped here. This looks like it's just an empty box. I thought maybe this was offset a little bit, but maybe there's something in here. Feels pretty light. Yes, there is. There are things in here. Ah, okay. That's kind of cool. So we have a little testing kit here. We'll take a look at this first. So we have a little butterfly sticker. Isn't that cool? And I do have my light pad here because I was going to test this out, so that's why my light pad is sitting here. We have a little tray, and then it's like 4 different colors of rhinestones here. So that's kind of cool. That I don't know if this comes with all of them or just a product review type thing, so I have something to try it on. I actually have a bigger diamond painting that's round sitting right off screen there that I can use, but very nice box here. We've got, let's see what kind of information they offer. I was looking for like websites and stuff that may be in the instructions here, because I did find a frequently asked questions and all that when they sent me the link about the pen. So we have some documentation here, not a whole lot. And then we have the nice case here. Look at that. Very heavy, very nice case. So pen is definitely protected in there. Let's see. Caydo, please read manual carefully before use. So they will respond to emails within 24 hours. They have a customer service. They have a QR code to take you to a video to show you how to use it. And then, yes, there is an on-off button at the top. There's a pen tip. Here is the air vent here where it sucks in the air, so you don't want to block that. And a place to plug in your power cord. They have a bent tip, a 2 drill tip, a 4 drill tip, and a regular tip. So there are 4 tips with this. I've never really tried the bent tip. I might try that out. I'll probably be using the single placer more. But for any of the round drills, which are mostly PR packages that I do, we have the 2 drill and the 4 drill tip. So I'm curious to see the spacing on that. Start, press a button to start. Stop, press a button again to stop. Blue light is always on except in wireless mode. So it shows you how to replace the tip here. Ensure the device is powered off. Insert the pen tip directly into the device until it locks. No rotation or snapping is required. Never cover the airflow vents during operation. So it'll be interesting to see how my hand rests as a lefty and see where my fingers hit that and if it becomes in the way. You'll find out. Suction precision. When picking up diamonds, align the suction nozzle with the neatly arranged diamonds. Misaligned diamonds may affect the suction performance. Charging, red light flashes, full charge, blue light always on, low battery, red light is always on. Device power off after 3 flashes of red light. It is recommended to keep the device turned off when charging. So you do have to make your diamonds kind of straight in the tray. When using a multi-head tip, ensure the diamonds align with the holes on the tip. Apply gentle pressure to pick them up securely. So, and then we have the information here on the model, the weight, battery life, charging time, all that good stuff. So, let's take a look at this. Very, very nice. So here is the pen. Feels a little heavy. If you're not into heavier weighted pens, you may not like that as much, but it feels like most of the weight is down here at the bottom. So this area here is actually pretty light. A lot of times I run into trouble with a little bit heavier pens with the big multiplacers on the end because there's a lot of weight here at the end. But this feels like all the weight is concentrated down here to make the battery and all the innards basically fit there. So that's where the charging goes. So it's not like a regular pen where multiplacer is on one side, single is on the other. You're going to have to decide to go with a single or a multiplacer tip and switch them out. So here's, it's slightly charged. Okay, I just turned it on. So there is a very quiet sound to it. Here are the air holes. They are on both sides. So it doesn't matter, it looks like left or right-handed. It's going to be the same operation, which is nice. So, and it feels like my grip would indeed stay above those, except this finger I will have to watch out for and pull it back a little bit because just out of habit I like to go a little bit closer with my pen, so it looks like I'll have to hold it just a little bit further back. So we'll see here, yeah, the tip just pulls out very easily. We can see the little fan in there. So this is the single placer tip here. And then we have a cord for charging, which is a typical USB end here, so you do need your own little USB square to plug it into the wall, but I bet you could run it If you don't have it charged, you could actually run it with the cord on, although probably not the best idea because the cord will get in the way and everything. I think it said to keep it off while charging, so we'll look into that a little bit further. But we do have the 4-placer here, and you can see the 4 different holes in there that you'll have to line up the drills on. Let's see here. So the air will suction through all 4 of those holes, and then you would just pick up the diamonds and place them. And of course we have the 2-placer here and the bent single placer. And this tray is really, feels kind of neat because this is almost like a memory foam or a foam rubber there, so it holds these in place because it holds on to them just a little bit because it kind of grips them since it's that foam rubber in there. So, and it has a nice foam rubber top here to protect the pen from scratching. So that is the container. There's actually not a whole lot to this. I thought maybe it would be a little more involved here than it is, but it looks quite simple since it does seem to have a little bit of a charge. Let's give it a try here. I was going to use my diamond painting that's there, but I may just do a quick bit with this and then we'll move on to a bigger one where I can do a little bit of multi-placing. So let's see. We'll start off the bat with the multi-placing because the first one I picked is the color 4, which is the body there. So let's be brave here. Now this probably isn't the best tray. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna switch out on the tray right off the bat because I want this to work. So these are rhinestones here. They are rounds. And it's kind of odd because I feel like I need putty or something, but I'm gonna go ahead and switch this out here and go with the max. Well, we'll just really put it to the test here. So real easy to switch there. I'm going to turn this on, and it does indeed make a little sound here, so I'm going to try to pick up 4. There we go. We got 4 picked up. Oops. And let's not stick our sticker to our light pad. There we go. Look at that. And do it again. There's 4. And I don't have to push down at all. Just very, very light touch. And there we go. So I'm going to turn it off now and switch to the single placer. It's just since I had picked that particular color to start, I thought it would be best to go for the max right off the bat. So you don't have to push down at all. You just barely touch it. And then it sticks right down there. So I'm curious how different glues and stuff like that might affect how well the diamonds stick, because I'm not pushing down at all. I guess I could push down, but I kind of like not pushing down because it does, I think, make it easier on my hand. Curious here about the alignment on that one. Looks like I was off just a bit. There we go. So, oops. Yep, it's still stuck on there. So that one, I think this is related to the sticker, the placement of those symbols on the sticker more than the pen, because the pen seems to be, this is really nice. It dropped one. You do have to make sure that that diamond gets in the center of the pen, not on the side, in order to be picked up by that vacuum. And I'm curious also, I didn't see anything in the instructions on that. Hopefully on the website there's some information in case you suck up debris or dirt with the pen, because I imagine if you have dirty or dusty drills, you could maybe suck up more than just your diamonds, so I'm guessing there's a way to clean it out. I keep wanting to drop the sticker, it's almost too small. So there we go. I'll keep going just a little bit more with this. Here, oh, I got one upside down. So I don't think like it's a speed game changer or anything, but I do see it being much easier on my hands, which is a good thing for me right now because I've been trying to figure out what to do about the hand pain that I've had over the last few weeks now that seems to be getting worse. So this is a very, very light touch needed, and I don't have to change out any putty or wax or anything like that. Really, really quick and easy here. So I'm happy so far. The sound is not too loud. You do feel a slight vibration when you're using it. But it's going really quick. See? What do you think? So I'm going to turn this off for now. I'm going to go ahead and play around with it and come back and tell you a little bit more about it. So I'm going to get a bigger diamond painting. I do feel the vibration in my hand, so I want to work with it for a little while and see what I think about it after maybe 30 minutes to an hour of use and get back with you on that. So stay tuned. All right, everybody, I'm back. So I did a little experimenting with the pen, not completely finished with everything I'd like to try, but I thought I'd give you my first thoughts. So what I did is I set a timer and I diamond painted for 3 hours after I put a full charge on it, and it still has a charge. So I did turn it off every time I switch colors. Wasn't that often, but it does at least carry a 3-hour diamond painting session with no problem, which I was tired before the pen wore out, so that's a good thing. So I noticed in the packaging it said time was about 2 hours, but the website and the FAQ said 3 hours, and I would say that 3 hours or more is what's likely when you first get it. Didn't run into any troubles with it. I never once blocked the air holes with my fingers. It worked great. Okay, had to stop the camera for a second while my kiddo left for work. So overall, my impressions, I would use this. I would actually get one. So very happy with the overall feel of it. The thing that I think is best about this is that it takes a very light touch. So if you're having trouble with arthritis or any hand issues, you may consider trying one of these, because with such a light touch needed to pick up the diamonds and put them on the canvas here, it didn't hurt my hand at all. Now there is a very slight vibration that you do have to get used to, but you can always just turn it off and take a break. 3 hours straight of diamond painting is a lot. So I actually did it in a 2-hour session and then stopped the timer and everything, took a break, came back and did another hour, but it does have a very slight vibration to it. So I finished the butterfly here, quick and easy, and then I started working on a canvas that I had already out that was a product review package that I was working on. It is also rhinestone drills. So these are both rounds, and it worked great for rounds. The one thing that takes a little getting used to though is that the plastic around the edges here is a little bit thick. So you have to kind of relearn how to place things if you're used to very narrow or thin metal placers. So that did take me a little while to figure out how to correctly place stuff. I found that just straight up and down was the easiest way. Normally, I guess I angle a little bit and sometimes the placement would be off, but then I just slide them into place. So it worked pretty well on rounds. I did a little bit of multi-placing, but I just preferred being able to aim a little bit easier with the single placing. Now the downside, I did not like it for squares at all. I tried using this, just the single tip, for squares, and because of the thickness of the plastic here, let me get on camera there, around the edges there. I was not able to put the squares close enough together to my liking. So it may depend on the brand of squares, the type of squares, the grid spacing. There could be various issues there that make it not work for some, maybe work better for others. So I did not test this on resin square drills. I tested this with a budget-friendly square acrylic drill painting, and I just couldn't get the squares close enough. I had to adjust every single one after I placed it, so I didn't stick with it very long with the squares. But I will continue to test this with resin drills and other companies' diamonds or drills and see if it works okay with those. But overall, I think it's good for round drill paintings. So I'm overall happy with it. I like that all the weight is in the front instead of the back. Had no troubles with it technically, nothing like that. Now you do have to pull the tips out to switch them, but I found it pretty quick and easy. You can see the fan is in there. I didn't get any trash or anything in there, but I think you can just shake it out if you do, because that fan has a lot of space in between. So if you do accidentally get any trash in there, I think you just shake it. But tips go on and off easily as long as you have a fingernail or maybe a tweezer, because my fingernail is long enough, didn't have a problem with that. You just pull it off, put it on. So I tried the angle tip as well. Not a big fan. The 2-placer was almost like single placer, so it didn't really save me any time. The 4-placer worked okay, but even with this particular painting, I had trouble finding areas to use it. So I'm going to keep trying to use it and let you guys know some updates in the future. And I'll let you know if I continue to enjoy using it. But I think if you have any hand issues, this may be an option for you. So this is the Caydo wireless electric pen. I will have a link below if you want to check it out. It is a little pricey. I think they're on sale right now. This one is like $39, but it is wireless, no cords to worry about. And it did definitely give me 3 hours straight worth of diamond painting and could still go longer. And it's about the same price I've paid for a hand-turned resin pen, only this one is a little bit easier on the hands and no need to worry about wax or putty or anything sticky in there. So it's probably not going to work for everybody. It's worth a try though if you were curious and interested. Maybe borrow from a friend if you don't want to make the $40 investment there, but there may be coupons and other things. You can buy them on Amazon right now, but I will have a link in there below under the description. But overall, good impressions of it. I will continue to play with it and give you some updates in the future.